Hi, hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming back again. So I'm carrying on kind of doing just, I say odd crafting, just trying to use up papers that I've got, trying to make some pockets and things to go in future journals. The last video that I did, I made this one, and I used that image from Everlasting Journals and some papers I'd had left over. And I've actually put a couple of tags in there. So just trying to use what I've got, and then on the other side I've put a side pocket, and I just thought that looked nice in there. So that will just hang over a page in one of the journals that I make. So I finished that one off, and I carried on and had a go at making another one. And this again, it's just a window envelope that I've opened all the way around, and I've done that one as a side flip. So that would flip open and there'd be a pocket there, using the images and the papers again that I had left over from Everlasting Journals. And the image that I've put in there of the man and the lady, I don't know if you can see it, it's quite bright this morning, but I liked the way that looked as well. So I've got that finished, and I thought it's useful to make the tags as I went, because then that's good to go on a page, isn't it? And then I thought, well, I may as well just carry on. Let's carry on. What can we do? What can we do? I don't know. I've got envelopes everywhere. This one's come in the post this morning, and I wasn't very careful opening it, was I? But I'm thinking I'm just going to open it. So it's a Saturday morning here, so everybody's got the drills out, drilling and being noisy. Right, so I'm kind of thinking, I've got this image from Rachel Roxy's Creations, and I'm thinking she might go behind there, like so. Now, how would I want to use this pocket or this envelope? I'm thinking it could be a pocket at the top. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open the envelope up. So I'm going to open it at the top, and I don't want it to be a full page, because if it's going to be a pocket, I don't want it to be a full page. So my pages are about 8 1/4, because I've printed these borderless. So I'm just using this one as a size, so 8 1/4. So if I was to cut this at maybe 7 1/2, maybe. I'm just wondering if I might want it to have a pocket on it. I might want it to, mightn't I? So I might want it to be a top loading pocket with a pocket on the front. So I think that's what I'm going to aim at having. Okay. So I think to start with, I will just put her in there, and then she's in it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's sometimes a little bit awkward to get these in. And I can't find my glue. So I hope you're all doing okay. It sounds really noisy out. I actually live in a quiet street, believe it or not. But most people in the street do work, unlike me. Happily retired. And so when it comes to a weekend, got that too high, haven't I? They are all out there madly catching up on jobs. And then to stop that catching, I'm actually going to put something over the top there. Just looking at what scraps I've got, that would do. That would do as a scrap on there. So I'm just going to put that on there. Again, I've kind of, I say I've got no idea what I'm doing. I know I want to make some different pockets and tuck spots and things out of these envelopes that I've got laying around. but kind of how I want them to look, I don't know until I get going. So I don't kind of plan ahead, if you know what I mean. I know roughly what I'm going to do. And I think I'll put that on that side as well. And then that just strengthens that envelope as well. Oh my goodness me, I might have to close my window. Everyone's decided to take the cars out and drive down the road. Oh dear, what a racket. And then I'm just going to cut those bits off. Let me just close my window. Okay, so hopefully now you can't hear them. They are just noisy people. So I'm going to go like that. It's going to be a top loading pocket, I think. So I just want some paper to decorate it with, don't I? And I don't really know a lot this morning. I'm trying to think how I want to use it. Whether I just want to attach it to a page, noisy paper, or if I want it to be a flip out. So trying to think how I want it to be, because it could be a flip. So I could put a flip on it so that it flips out. And I could do that at a later point, because if I leave this bit open, I can put a piece of fabric in there like that. And then that would be quite nice. And that would go onto the other page and help it to flip. So I think that's what I might do. So then I would stitch down that side, because I would want to stitch the fabric in. So I think that's what I'm going to aim that I'm going to do at some point. And so I think I just want to just kind of bumble along and put this on. Okay, so if that is about just over a quarter. What are you talking about, Carol? That is about 3/4 of an inch there. Ish. Do I want something to go over? Do you know what I'm going to do? I am going to cover the back to start with before I start. That's what I'm going to do. There we are, decision made. So I am going to cover the back. I'll do it like that. I'm being very indecisive, folks, I tell you now. Right. I'm just going to put some glue on this. Once I get going, I kind of see where I want to be, hopefully. Sorry, I'm busy gluing. Okay. So I want to, that's the right way up. That's where the bit that I will eventually seal up is. And I'm going to put that on there like that. Can anybody see me squishing card? That'll do. So that's on there like that. I'm going to cut that little corner down there. And I'm going to just fold this over. Why not? And I'm just going to fold that up. Okay. So that then is the back covered. So when you open it, flip it out, that's what you're going to see. Fabulous. Fabulous. So I'm going to use this piece of paper now, and if I'd stuck that down, this may take me a little minute to work out because I want to put this on here. So I said that that was about 3/4 of an inch. I don't mind if I overlap a bit, and I want it to be to about 4 1/4. So I am going to cut, I'm going to cut down this to about 4 1/4. So that will go on there, like so. And then I'm going to tear that like that. And then that is going to go on there. So I don't need that little bit of extra bottom, because that's going to be where the pocket is. So that can glue on there like that. And I'll leave that a bit longer, and then I'm going to put something over this bit. How wide is that? Do it in inches. It is in inches. So if I do that about 1 1/4 inches, that's about 1.5 inches. So if I do it about like that, I might be able to use this piece. I might, but I might not want to, because it might be too similar. So if that goes on there like that, and that goes up there like that, and then that would be under there like that. I do like that actually, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this piece on first. Make sure it covers there. Does that cover then there? That's okay. That's on there like that. And then this is going to, oh dear, I've got paper stuck on my foot now. That serves me right for just chucking my scraps on the floor, doesn't it? I would put them straight in a bin. I do have a bin in my room, but actually I took it downstairs to empty and I forgot to bring it back up. So I actually haven't got my bin here. I like that. I'm liking this. So this is one of Rachel's papers, and Rachel's lady. That lady's from Rachel, I think it's your Renaissance kit. I'm going to cut those off. So I think those are from Rachel's Renaissance kit, I think. Then I'm just going to cut that. I didn't cut that very well at all. But I can trim down that when I've done, and I just need a little bit of something to go over there. And I think a little bit of the green would be nice. So do any of you just kind of get stuck into it and you just, you know, you want to use, say, an envelope or something and have a go at just crafting, and you just don't really know where it's going to lead you till you get there? I like that. I will just fold. I will fold that one over. So that's come on. Oh, sorry if I was over there. That's come together quite nicely. I am loving that. So that's going to be a pocket, and I just need to cover this bit of pocket. Oh, not quite big enough. That is a shame. I've got this. That would be big enough. That might be quite nice. But I think I like the darker blue side. So as I'm using up scraps, that is going to go on there. Oh gosh, do you know what? My blade's blunt. I meant to change it yesterday. That did go on the floor. Don't tread on it, Carol. So I'm just going to cut that off. Yep, so I am going to put the glue on the pocket itself. I would say that when you do these pockets out of envelopes, because you're layering paper onto envelopes, they do get a little bit, a bit bulky. I only use thin copy paper, or I try only to use thin copy paper when I'm collaging. I don't always, because sometimes I do forget. And I do like to use up what I've got, so bits of scraps and things. Let's just tear that off. And then we'll just fold those over just to enclose that. I mean, I could take the inside of that. Do I want to? No, you could cut this bit of the envelope off and leave the other side, because you've got two pieces there. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to today. Maybe another day I will. I mean, you could cut that open and have it as a double pocket, couldn't you? So many choices with envelopes, what you can do. It's just your imagination that will hold you back. Okay, so that's going to be a pocket there, like that. And then I do want a piece of fabric to put in this bit here to close it, so that it's a top loading pocket, but it's a flip. And I think that's beautiful. Let me see if I can just find a piece of fabric. And I said that as if in my room I wouldn't be able to find a piece of fabric, which, is just not right. So I am going to put this piece of fabric just on the inside there, just so that it's caught in. I don't want to stick too much in. I just want to put enough in so that when I just close that together with a stitch, it is going to be caught in, if that makes sense. And then hopefully I've got enough there to go over a page. Let's see. Shall we just give it a test? So if that was to be on there, open the page, I would turn that over the page and stitch it on, or glue it on, whichever. And then it will flip out. And I probably should have used a slightly bigger piece of fabric, but I'm not going to worry about it because it will work. Honest, it will work. I'm just going to trim that a little bit. Just a smidgen. And I'm just going to add a bit of glue there because that didn't get any glue, look. It has now. It has now. So I am going to stitch down here and then I will glue that pocket up. So 1 minute. Okay, so got a bit of thread there, never mind. So I've stitched just down there, so that piece of fabric isn't going to come out of there. I might try and put a little notch in that top bit there, because that is the pocket. Roughly that'll be okay. So there's a pocket there, and there's a pocket here on the front, so I will glue that down as well to close that off. Squidge it down. So that is another one done. So obviously when you put a tag in there, that you're still going to see that lady, because I put her on the window. I didn't stick her on the back of it, so you're still going to see her if you put something on. But that is another flip that's going to go with a pocket and a pocket, and then you could write on there or put something on it if you wanted to. So that's another one done. Cooking on gas, folks. I think these will look smashing in the journals when I put them in. It looks like I'd started this. I think I started this one yesterday. So again, it's just an envelope. And I've just put that paper in there just so that you've got something to look at. This could be a flip as well if I wanted to. It could have a piece of fabric in there, so that it would be, you would stitch that in and it would flip. And I might well do that, in which case I need to decorate the back of it. So what could we use on that? I don't know. I don't know if I've got any papers that are saying use me at the moment. I don't know. I've only got little bits, it seems, haven't I? I don't know. I'm unsure what fabric I want to use, what paper I want to use on that. So I might put that. I've got some scraps here. I think these are bigger scraps. But I don't think anything's shouting use me. Right, nothing's shouting use me, so I'm going to put that back in my carry on with that in a bit, Carol. I've got this that was left over from Everlasting Journals as well. What could I do with this? What do we think? I think what's throwing me on this one is because I've folded it in. So I'm trying to think whether I want a piece of paper that covers all of it and then goes round the back as well, which I'll probably do. So I think I'll probably go back to that. You know, it could have that on it. It would have to go that way. So I'll probably go back to that in a minute. You know, you kind of think about it for a bit and you think, oh, well, actually I could just. But it's funny because the paper has to talk to... How crazy do I sound? The paper has to talk to me and say what it wants to be used for. I'm thinking this could be all sorts. It could be a pocket like that, which would be pretty. It could be a side tuck like that, which would be pretty. But I think I've got my flip head on at the moment, and I'm just looking. I've got this. So this is from Rachel's Renaissance kit, and I am thinking I might like to put that on there so that is what you would flip it out with, is what I am thinking. Okay, so if I was to do that, that's not quite big enough. But I have got other papers. Oh, I've got that one again. So I'm kind of thinking that that could go on the back. and it might be a pocket on the back. Okay, let's cut this white edge off. Let's cut the white edge off so I can kind of, I'm thinking, you see, I'm using cutting this edge off as an excuse to think what I want to do. I think that's the trouble when you're doing a video and you haven't got anything planned. It's kind of what you want to do. So if that was to go there, I want that side on it so that that would be a pocket and it would be plainer. Right, okay. So Carol, you're not explaining yourself, and you're not explaining yourself because you've got yourself confused. Right. Carol wants this to be a flip. Okay. How wide is it? Quite wide, actually, nearly 4.5. That's too big for a flip. So I am going to cut this bit off here. Save that. Okay, so that is now just over 3.5. So that is a much better size to be a flip on a page, if you see what I mean, because it doesn't go all the way. Otherwise it starts to interfere with your next page where the crease is. So I'm thinking I want it that way, with that on the inside, and that then is, so I want it on this side. I need to take more off. Sorry folks, I am really faffing with you on this, but I am sorting out how I want it to be, I promise. Okay, so that is going to be the side that flips. This is going to be the side that joins. And so I am going to stick this on this side up to the edge. Right, decision made. Glue. I feel like a doctor asking for the equipment. And hopefully I'm going to glue it well enough that I'm not going to need to stitch around it. So again, these ones are papers from Everlasting Journals. So I'm going to stick that up to that edge, like that. Okay. And then I'm going to trim off the top and the bottom because this is going to be my flip. But I can't cut with a pencil, can I? No matter how hard I try. So cut that off, and quite excited about this one actually. I'm thinking this is going to look really nice. And that, okay. So this is the flip. So usually I would first fold it that way, just to get the fold in, and then I'm going to fold it that way. And I don't mind that it's got that edge there, that's absolutely fine. This is working really nicely. So it's going to be a flip. So this part is going to be a pocket. And so I'm going to fold it back on itself so that you come along in your journal like so. It will flip out and that will be a tuck just there. So you would glue it on those three sides. So that then would be a tuck and a flip. And I'm happy with that. So I am going to glue this onto here. thrown my scissors on the floor. My husband's just been and slid the bin into my room, so the scissors have now fell in the bin instead of on the floor. Don't throw your scissors out. So that's just reinforced that pocket. So that's going to flip out, and that's going to be a pocket there. I want to put a notch in there, but I'm going to just wait until that glue's hopefully dried a little bit. And then I was thinking, wasn't I, that I could put this on here. And then see the lady looking at the man, and then that would be the flip. And oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Don't you love it when something just comes together that makes your heart sing? And this is making my heart sing. Now, I need to make sure, though, that when that's on there, the middle is there. So the next page would be there, if you see what I mean. So I don't want this to be too far out, but that wouldn't be too far, would it? So I am going to glue this on here. I'm going to put some glue down there, glue on there. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. Good job I had that underneath, wasn't it? So that is going to glue on there like that. Okay. And then on here, I can put the glue there. I love this. I'm really pleased how this is looking. So pleased. So I'm just going to put some glue down there, because this is going to stick to the back of it. And I want it to stick to the front of it as well, don't I? No planning on this, folks. This is just looking at what I've got on my desk from finishing the last project, which was the tall, thin one from using the kits from Everlasting Journals. And then I've just grabbed Rachel's papers out, because that's my next plan, is to make some journals using the papers from Roxy's Creations. And so this is definitely going to go in one of those books. I love that. I really, really am happy with that. Oh, my scissors went in the bin, didn't they? So I'm going to just snip the corner on that. And I might just snip the corner on that. I don't think it needs stitching round, because hopefully I've glued it well enough, but I'll wait till the glue's dried and I will double check it. I always check. But this little beauty, sorry, you shouldn't say that about, or should you say that about your own work? You know, when it's made your heart sing? I like it. Do you know, I like it on this page. I really do. So that's going to go there. It will flip out there, and then the inside clashes too much with that, doesn't it? But that is going to have a notch in it, because it's going to be a tuck spot. So it's going to go there. We're going to flip it out. There's going to be a tuck spot there. And I love it. I really do. And I hope you do as well. I hope you like that one. Love it. Love, love, love. Right. On a roll. What's next? Let's get back to this one, shall we? Shall we just use this paper on it? I think we will. Right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Take these edges off. I'm hoping to have enough stuff when I've finished to do more than one journal using Rachel's papers, because I've got so many of her papers that I've printed out on previous projects that I've not used. For, you know, for one, I print things, and then I always print more than I need, is what I'm trying to say to you. So I'm kind of thinking that's going to go there. I could fold that like that. Where did I put my ruler, folks? Did you see? Can you see what I did with it? Okay, can't find my ruler. I was going to tear it off, but instead then I will cut it. And what I'm thinking, waste not, want not, that is going to be one fabulous corner tuck pocket there. So that's don't lose it, Carol. That's what's going to happen to that. And then this is going to glue on there. So I'm gonna too excited. I'm gonna find my glue, and then I am going to put my glue around these edges. Round and round around there. And I'm going to glue it on there. I've not glued that stuck. I'm just trying to think of the best way. Let's cut this down here. Okay. Oh, that would make either a beautiful flip or a beautiful tag, wouldn't it? Don't lose that either, Carol. And then I can cut that across there as well, can't I? And then this, I am thinking, can fold back along that envelope. I'm trying to see what I've got inside, folks. So, oh, I like that. Yep, that can go on there like that. So let's just stick this down. That's the bit of envelope. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I can't very well. that I've just stuck on, I'm going to fold in two like that. Okay. And then this needs to stick on the back. So I'm just going to put some glue on there. And so again, this is just an envelope that I had left over. I'd obviously, I think it was one of those big envelopes. The one that they send you when you owe money, you know. Or your bank statement comes in it. The ones with the big window envelopes. I've lost my card again. So that is the back of it, and that is the front of it. So that could go, I could join that pocket up there, and it could be a pocket and a pocket. But I think what I want to do is trim that down at the top because it's peeking over the top a little bit. Trim that there. I might actually stitch across there, and I want to put a piece of fabric in there. and I should have some left. Yes, I have. Threw it on the floor. So I've got some left over from the last one that we did. And so that is going to just glue in there, same as I did the last one. And this is going to be a flip out as well. So I'm just going to put that in there. Just on that edge. Okay, so I'm going to stitch, so that will fit over the page like that, so that it can flip. But I'm just going to put a stitch down there. So 1 minute while I do that. Me again. So okay, what I've done is actually I've stitched all the way around that one for no other reason than I decided to stitch all the way around it. But the way that I would glue it on is I would lay it on there like that, fold that over and glue it down. And because it's only a small piece of fabric, I would put a stitch in that as well. But when that's done like that, that will flip out and you've got that as well. I could use that on there, but I think it blends in too much. I am going to put that, straighten it up, and I'm going to use that as a corner tuck. But that then is a lovely little pocket that we've got for a tag to go in. And I can decorate it, I can put something on it. I'm just not sure what I want to do yet. So that's going to go in my box as well. So what, oh, I haven't done bad actually. I've done 3 things. So I'm getting there, look, 3 things. And I think they look beautiful and I'm really pleased with how they've turned out. So I hope you liked the video. I hope you're getting some ideas what you could make as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you next time. Take care all. Bye bye.